One of the biggest reasons we keep quiet and don't talk about the things that are on our mind, the pain, the trauma that we went through from childhood, is because we don't want to burden people, right? We think, I can't tell so and so about this. I need to keep my happy face on. I need to keep my happy outlook so that people see me as happy. But inside, we're dying, we're crying, we're searching for help. We want someone to understand, but we keep quiet. We keep those secrets. And we do that because we learned in childhood to take on the burdens of others, right? Like we think, oh, I have to keep my mouth shut. I have to be quiet. I have to make everything seem okay. I don't want to complain. When I complain, I get in trouble. And as children, we learn that this means keeping silent. We learn that this means taking on the responsibilities of others, meaning you think you're responsible for someone else's happiness. And if you share something with someone that they don't want to hear, that now you're responsible for how they feel because you shared it with them. You know, the very first therapist that I ever saw in working with my childhood trauma and the stuff about my childhood, the pain that was overwhelming me, when I very first started to decide, to get out there and share my story and talk about it, I decided to work with a therapist. And the very first therapist, I sat there and in her office, and I cried and I cried and I poured my heart out and I shared my story and I told her what I was feeling, and everything just came pouring out of me. And she sat there and kind of on the edge of her seat, and she was listening to everything that I was saying. And then when I got done and I finally took a breath, she kind of sat back, and I remember thinking, oh, she's going to give me some answers. She's going to tell me how to make this pain go away, how to stop feeling so horrible about everything that happened. But this is what she said to me. She sat back and she looked at me and she said, I talk to a lot of patients who come from dysfunctional families, but your family was really dysfunctional. I'm really going to have to think about this before I even know how to tell you what to do, or, decide whether or not we should work together, because this is really over the top. And I remember leaving her office and thinking, wow, if I go to therapy because I need help, but in doing so, what I share with my therapist causes her to have to need therapy, did I do something wrong? Am I in the wrong for this? Am I supposed to keep my mouth shut? Were my parents right? Like, I shouldn't be talking about this. I should be keeping these secrets. Oh my gosh. And then all of those limiting beliefs that you thought about and created in childhood start bubbling up, and you start to question yourself. You're like, do I really have a right to talk about this? Do I really have a right to share my story, to try to get help, to try to find someone that understands what I'm going through? Here's my answer to that. Yes, you definitely deserve to share your story. But share your story with the right person. Stop trying to share it with friends and hoping they'll understand. Stop trying to make your family understand why they're wrong or what happened in childhood was so horrible. Because everyone has their own story, right? Everyone's trying to protect themselves, and everyone is at different levels of being able to share it, or how they think about it, how they remember it, because memories happen in the present. Memories are not something that come from the past. Memories are a thought you're thinking right now. And when you think about this thought, something that you experienced, whatever belief you have is creating the emotion, because you can't have an emotion without a belief. So when you're ready to start sharing your story, when you're ready to look for that person to work with, ask yourself, what do I believe must be true about me that's holding me back from reaching out and talking to someone about the thing that's bothering me? Speak your truth, even if your voice shakes. And if you come up against someone who is not the person that is ready to hear you. Keep going, because you deserve to be heard, you deserve to heal, and you deserve to feel how happy, happy, happy life can be when you're no longer living with that pain and that trauma. If you have any questions on this, visit me at masteringyourbeliefs.com. Reach out to someone. If you're watching this video, it's because something in your mind is saying, I think I'm ready to look for some answers. So give yourself permission to start finding the answers that are right for you. Ciao for now.